Should you buy used or pre-owned electronics for your home, especially when it comes to networking, routers, cable modems, and that sort? Can be expensive, fairly expensive when they're new. Would it be wise to buy them pre-owned either off of eBay or your local Goodwill store? Let's talk about what that means. But first, I'm the Handy Hudsonite, bringing you tips, hacks, and reviews so that you can get the job done. I've had mixed experiences buying pre-owned or used electronics, most of which have been positive experiences. Generally, when you go into a place like Goodwill, you're going to find products that are generally older, but sometimes you can come across a great deal on some products that are relatively new and can come away with a great deal. It does require some time scoping out the electronics section on a regular basis. So if you live near a Goodwill, or if a Goodwill is on your way home from work and you have a few extra minutes each day, you could always stop in and rummage through their products in the electronics section. And chances are, with the amount of times that you do that, you're bound to come across a really good deal on a networking piece of equipment. Now, I have had mixed experiences, like I said before. Number one, you got to be careful that there's nothing wrong with it, and it wouldn't hurt to bring an adapter for the product that you're looking for. When I'm an adapter, I mean like an AC adapter, where you could plug it in and see if it works. If it's a product that you can test with your phone, that's even better. If it's a networking product, to see if your phone could connect to it. And obviously you're not going to be able to get internet access because you can't plug it into Goodwill's or whatever secondhand stores network, but you could at least see if it's functioning on certain levels. And just to give you an example, a few weeks ago I wanted to be able to upgrade my cable modem, which is a Motorola SB6121 or Eris, and I've had this for several years and it's done its job, but I was curious to see if there's something else that I could upgrade to. So I was at a Goodwill with my kids looking for other things, and I happened to browse the electronics section and I found the updated model of this. It would be the Surfboard 6141, and I cannot get that right now because I'm using it on my network to show you, but it turned out to be a great deal and I was able to buy it for about $7 and hooked it up, and everything works great, and it's a bit of an upgrade for us. So there are times when you can get great deals. Now, if I were to buy that modem new, it would be significantly more expensive, so it was a great way to save money. Now, when it comes to routers, those can tend to be hit or miss, and you definitely have to be familiar with the model of the router that you want for your home. And when you're shopping for a router, especially secondhand, you have to ask yourself some questions. First of all is, what do you need to use the router for? If you're using it for basic web surfing and not anything that's too intensive, like dynamic gaming that's going to require a lot of bandwidth, then it could be a good solution for you. Secondly, you need to consider how large of an area you need to cover. If you're in a small apartment, or if you're in a small two-story house, that could be a good solution for you. But if you're in a large square footage one-story house, or if you're in an area where you need to have access far away from a router, if you're sharing it with other people, then it could be something that may not be a good solution for you, and you're going to need to look for a higher end router. Thirdly, you have to think about just what your budget is, and if you're willing to take the risk of buying a secondhand one to try it out. But I've seen routers as inexpensive as $3 or $4 at a place like Goodwill, so it may not be a bad thing to try. And if you return it to the store, if they allow you to do that, you can get in-store credit and put it towards another purchase. that you may want, whether it's electronics or not. So, but for me, we use secondhand routers for years, but I have some sons who are big into gaming, so it just was not working. So we ended up buying a higher end router, a new online that could handle that sort of bandwidth. And so the secondhand solution for us, it ended with that. As far as a router, I wouldn't be opposed to going back to a secondhand used router if I found a great deal on one once this router becomes a little bit more obsolete. So I hope that helped you think through when it comes to buying electronics secondhand, especially when it comes to networking electronics, on how you can go about doing that and what to look for, what to be careful of. So please let me know what your experience has been with used or pre-owned electronics when it comes to networking in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I will see you next time.